first and foremost shows that no person is above the law, regardless of their status in society, regardless of their wealth, regardless of their fame. This case shows that no person is above the law.
We're following breaking news this afternoon. The verdict is in. A federal jury finds Josh Duggar guilty of downloading and possessing child pornography. We have live team coverage of the verdict this afternoon. We begin with 5 News reporter Catherine Gilker with the details and what the defense had to say after the verdict came down. Catherine?
The jury began deliberating at 8:30 this morning and came back with a guilty verdict at 10. They found Josh Duggar guilty of possessing and downloading child pornography, and then he was taken into custody. Here is Josh Duggar's latest mugshot as he was booked into the Washington County Jail earlier today. And here is a surveillance video from inside the jail as he was booked. Duggar could face up to 20 years in federal prison, and his sentencing will not be for another 4 months. Duggar's attorney, Justin Gelfand, had a very short statement as he left the courthouse.
We very much appreciate the jury's lengthy deliberations. We respect the jury's verdict, and we look forward to continuing this fight on appeal. We have no more comment at this time.
And take a look at this video of Duggar's wife, Anna, Jim Bob, and other family members walking out of the courthouse today. No one said anything. They just walked to an SUV and drove away. 5 News reporter Zoe Henry joins us live now with what the prosecution had to say about that guilty verdict. Zoe.
Now, following that guilty verdict this morning, the prosecution had a press conference right out here outside the courthouse, and they say this is an important case because it's protecting children everywhere to prevent them being part of these types of crimes. And they say it makes sure to hold those responsible for these crimes accountable. Now, they add it's a historic case. No one is above the law. They say this was an exact example of that. Now, the defense says throughout this entire case that the prosecution was just looking to get a celebrity down for this kind of crime, starstruck rather. And the prosecution had a direct response for that statement.
First and foremost shows that no person is above the law, regardless of their status in society, regardless of their wealth, regardless of their fame. This case shows that no person is above the law.
Now, in the courtroom today, there was response from the family. Anna Duggar, his wife, did knee buckle a little bit, was teared up, and was devastated by this. The family was silent for the rest of the time and left the courtroom quietly. Now, that's all I have. Thanks for joining us for this. I'm live in Fayetteville, covering news where you live. Zoe Henry, 5 News.
All right, Zoe, thanks. After today's verdict was announced, prosecutors also spoke about what goes into investigating these types of cyber crimes against kids in Arkansas and across the country. Prosecutors in this case say more than 7% the cases sentenced in the year 2020 in the Western District of Arkansas were child pornography and sexual abuse cases. Billy Riggins with Homeland Security Investigations was the agent in charge in Fayetteville for the case.
HSI protects our most vulnerable population, our children. And in doing so, it ensures that we bring online predators to justice using cutting-edge technology.
Prosecutors say the case was investigated as part of Project Safe Childhood. It's a nationwide initiative to combat child exploitation and abuse, first launched in May 2006. To read more about testimony from the trial and today's verdict, we have a full breakdown for you on our website at 5newsonline.com. You can also read more from the trial on our free 5 News app, available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play.